Hey guys, welcome back. Long time no see. I had a little bit of a YouTube blog existential crisis, which I won't get into here. If you're curious, I'd be happy to chat about it. Let me know. But I'm back, and it's time for January favorites. So while I haven't been very active on makeup-y social media stuff, I have been playing a lot with makeup. I've gotten a lot of the new drugstore 2016 launches, and I will have reviews coming later. But for this video, I just wanted to talk about some stuff that has kind of stood out for me in the month of January. So the first thing I have on my eyes today is this gorgeous little beauty. This is the Urban Decay Vice 4 palette. Now I realize that this is a limited edition thing, but you know what? This is my channel, and I found this on sale at Sephora at the beginning of the month, and it's pretty much the only thing I've been wearing on my eyes outside of testing things. But, you know, left to my own devices, this is what I'm using. It's basically my perfect palette. It may not be the perfect palette, but it's mine, if that makes any sense. I mean, it's got this gorgeous giant mirror, and it's, you know, it's all pretty much, it's getting washed out. I apologize for the glare. It's all jewel toned, mostly shimmery, gorgeousness. I've really been loving these purpley shades up here. It's what I have on my eyes today. This shade called Fastball is awesome. Flame, all right, let me swatch these out a little bit. They're just phenomenal colors. They can be a little bit powdery. There's a little bit of fallout, but like I've said before, I always do my eyes first anyway. But I mean, can we talk about that? I love this palette, and I'm having a hard time because I don't really want to use anything else. And I all of a sudden have a few palettes around. I didn't mean to buy that. I just saw it. It was on sale, and I was like, please, I must have you. So, yes, been loving that this month. Next up is a skincare item that I have been meaning to share on my channel for a long time. This is the e.l.f. Soothing Serum. This is part of their newish skincare range. I think it launched in the summertime. The packaging, for one thing. I mean, can we talk about packaging? But the packaging on this is also really nice. It's this kind of frosted mint green. It's plastic, but it feels quite hardy. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel cheap. Great little pump. It's basic. I use it as a moisturizer. It doesn't have any fragrance in it, which I really appreciate. I shouldn't have done that on the... What am I doing? I usually use this in the morning, so I'll cleanse, I'll put this on, and then I have I use the CeraVe moisturizer with sunscreen, the AM version, and the PM version, actually. And it's just enough to add a little extra moisture. My skin is still quite oily, but it needs a little extra. It's definitely dehydrated, even though it's oily. Or maybe it's oily because it's dehydrated. That's a possibility too. So this has just been a nice little extra boost of moisture when I need it. Doesn't irritate my skin, doesn't break me out. I really like it. All right, the next two products are things I've had in my collection for a while, and have just grown on me in January. The first one is the Urban Decay Perversion Mascara. I just have a sample size. I don't even remember exactly why I have this. I think it may have been an Ulta birthday thing. That does not matter. Emma, come on. But when I first tried it, it was so gloppy and wet. It just kind of clumped everything together, and I was like, well, that's unfortunate. That sucks. But it's just been kind of sitting in my little top drawer makeup storage And I recently reached for, or not recently, but towards the end of December, I reached for it because I had a lot of Physicians Formula mascaras around, which are quite natural looking, and I wanted something with a little more oomph. So I'm like, yeah, let me give it another shot, and it's amazing. So this just needs, I found that it needs to sit for a minute and dry out just a little bit. Again, it's what I'm wearing on my eyes at the moment, and it is awesome. Lots of volume, lots of oomph. It holds a curl all right, not great, but I honestly mostly don't curl my lashes, even though I do like how they look when they're curled. It's just a step that I usually skip because I'm lazy. The other oldie but goodie is this Milani blush in Luminoso. It's so, I like it. All of the writing has worn off the top of it. This is one of those kind of cult classic blushes. It's actually not what I'm wearing at the moment, although it would go well with this look. I wanted something pink. But it's just a really pretty, we'll see if it shows up. I'll kind of layer it on. Really pretty peach blush with a very fine golden shimmer. It's not too, if you really like highlight, you're going to want to highlight over top of this. It gives a really nice subtle kind of glisten to the skin, but it's not sparkly, which is either a point in its favor or against it, depending on your preference. But it just kind of ended up in a drawer. I hadn't been using it, and I kept hearing about it. I'm like, I should dig that out, and I've been using this a lot this month. The next two products are actually part of the new Wet n Wild 2016 launch that I've been using a lot this month. The first one, all right, well, this is now focusing, and I don't really want to spend that much time, but it's the Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Mascara. This is in the shade Blonder Over Yonder. Got it in my brows right now, and it's just a tinted brow mascara. There are definitely some drawbacks to this product. This is the first brow mascara I've ever had, which is maybe why I like it so much. I just like the idea of a brow mascara. The brush is a little bit, it's not unmanageable, but it's maybe a little bit bigger than I would want it. And a lot of product does come up on the brush. But I really like the color. It's a good match for me. It's a little bit, it's not red, but it is a little on the warmer side. So if that doesn't suit your coloring, this will probably, try it out. It's cheap, but it might not work for you. Just be warned. And I do find that I need a pencil to make it look really good. I can wear it on its own. It's been a great kind of very quick in the morning thing. I do not like to leave the house without brows on. I don't need anything else on my face, but I really prefer to have some brows on. But because the tails of my brows are so sparse, there's not a lot for this to stick on. So what I prefer to do is kind of fill in the tail, kind of outer part of my brow, and then go over the whole thing with this. And I've really been enjoying this. So if there is a shade that works for you, I definitely recommend checking it out. It doesn't feel like anything just normally, but if you touch your brows, it feels a little bit, you can tell there's product on there. But I don't know why that matters. I'm not caressing my eyebrows. No one else is caressing my eyebrows, so I don't see why they need to be silky soft. That's just me, though. The last favorite, right? Yes. Last favorite is the Wet n Wild illumi-naughty highlighting and concealing pen. We're going to try to... Oh, that focused all right. The name is kind of silly, but every time I use this, I'm surprised at how much I like it. It is a, pretty classic click-up style. This is in the shade, by the way, Posing Nude. Love it on today. It has not knocked my Urban Decay Naked Concealer off of its pedestal, but it is damn close. It's a little bit heavier looking. It's slightly, if you put on too much powder, it's going to look cakey, which I don't find with the Urban Decay. But similar to the Urban Decay, I find this blends really well. It's a little bit heavier in texture than the Urban Decay. The Urban Decay one is very thin, but they both have really good coverage. This blends well. It doesn't crease. It can just look a little bit cakey if you go too overboard. So just be aware of that. I find it to be a little too heavy for my oily skin to correct blemishes, but I really, really like it for under the eye. And this is, I think it was like $5, $4 or $5 versus $30 in the Urban Decay. And obviously, you know, this isn't going to last as long, but it's a nice alternative. And I continue to be surprised at how much I like this. All right, I have 2 duds this month, and they're both from Jordana. I haven't really tried a whole lot of Jordana products. I keep hearing great things about them, but I keep getting the wrong products, apparently. The first example of that is this Fabu liner. It is a liquid felt tip eyeliner. It actually doesn't swatch out that bad. It looks nice and black, and it feels quite soft. But in practice, I find that this does not play well with eyeshadow. Whether it's matte or shimmery or glittery, it doesn't go over eyeshadow well. It kind of drags it, and you have to kind of go over and over and over and over to try to get that kind of pigmentation. And, you know, I have so many liners from the drugstore that are cheap, that work better, so you know, I don't see any need to fight with this. I meant to get a different kind of liner. Emily Knoll suggested one that she really liked, and when I went to Walgreens, I forgot which one she said, and instead of just looking it up, I just grabbed this one, and this was not the one. So that was a bust for me. And then the second one is more of just a personal preference color issue. So this is the Jordana Twist and Shine Moisturizing Balm. This is in the shade Nude Chic. And I kind of assumed that the color of the package would be the color of the product. And it's not. Not only is the color different, swatch it out here, but it's glittery, which I don't know if that's going to come across on my camera. You know, and the color's not terrible, but the glitter in it is what really made me say, oh, come on. Because it's thick, chunky glitter. It doesn't feel like that it doesn't feel uncomfortable on the lips, but as the color wears away, you're left with just these random splotches of glitter on your lips, which is not a look that I like. This is a nice moisturizing thing, and I'll probably check out a different shade, but I really just wanted it to be a nude. I wanted it to just be this color with no glitter. So that was a fail for me on that level. And there we have it, my January favorites and not so favorites. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you soon. I will be having, I think, because I have a lot of products, so I could either do like an hour-long video on all of them, or what I think I'm going to do is split it up into different small videos on 1 or 2 products. So that is the plan, and I will see you then. Bye, guys.